So next we have our open mic. You can use the raise hand function. You can say something in the chat. I'm gonna try to switch over to gallery view. No, it doesn't show me. Okay, I see 3 raised hands. Great. Okay, let's start with LH, followed by Gary. And I'm gonna mess up your name, I'm sorry. Kayanaja? Sorry. How about Gary? Gary, you ready?
Okay, I am ready.
Go for it.
Pardon?
Go for it, sorry.
Okay, eye of the dark. What do you see when you lie in your bed alone in the dark? What do you see when you've done what you've done? Said what you've said, reasoned what you've reasoned? What do you see when all the things you left undone, left unsaid, are still undone, unsaid? What do you see when there's nothing to do but sleep and sleep won't come? What do you see when all the thoughts you left unthought rustle in the dark? What do you see? What looks back when you stare into the unblinking eye of the dark?
That's great. Okay, do we want to try again with LH? Still seeing you. Okay, let's go with the gentleman whose name I've unfortunately butchered. Could you tell me how to say it?
Well, it's Kayanaja.
Welcome. Thank you
Hello,
for being here.
Hello, I'm Kayanaja, young 14-year student from Nigeria. I'm about to read out my poem entitled Let's Not Wait Until This Is All Over, which is based on the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic and encourages people to keep pushing hard despite the challenges caused by the pandemic. In every nation, the year 2020 was proclaimed, but the year we thought would burn so brightly suddenly grew dim. Thousands fell, many at a sight, leaving fear in our hearts, possible calamities on our minds. Yet with kindness and patience, doctors and nurses tended for us. For their advice and cares, thank yous are barely enough. There's a lesson in their giving, to not just see yourself, but see others too. What they do regularly can all thank you.
Thank you. Let's see if Sandy Horton can do this. Are you ready, Sandy?
Says the host has disabled my video. Oh, now it says I can start my video. Okay, there we go. Okay, I have a short poem and music to go with it. I'm a musician also. It's called The Holes. There is no flute music without holes. Notes come through the holes to lift the human spirit through the emptiness. As notes float, lives are connected. The music breathes a new life, filling the holes in the souls of all who listen and the player. And I have a little flute who's going to play you some music has his mask on because he's been to the beach and he couldn't play without his mask. And I hope my holes build holes in your soul. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, let's see if we can have Pravadri, followed by Rebecca and Janet.
Hello, I'm Purvajri from India, and I'm going to read out a poem dedicated to my father. I wrote it previously when I was quite young. A gentleman with trimmed hair, a small moustache, and a short head, a person who is happy everywhere, is my dad. The one who takes me through all my troubles. At the night, he slowly cripples to make me jump in fright. Later, to hug him really tight. He's sometimes my hero, sometimes my guide, sometimes my playmate, who loves to seek and hide. He teaches me poems and how to recite it, but he teaches me maths in spite of me being a zero in it. He's sometimes funny, sometimes sad. Seldom think that he's really too bad. But the next moment, I jump up in joy as he comes from the office, presenting me with a toy. He is the one whom I admire the most, because he's sometimes serious and sometimes scary as a ghost. I can hug him, kiss him, on the other hand, beat him, and read stories together and see him in my dream. And the only young lad, none other than my dad.
Thank you. Rebecca?
Oh, hi. Let's see if I can get my, oh, it's there. Hi, everybody. A real quick, short little poem called Verses. And that's all I'm going to say. 1. Tipping the chalice toward my lips makes it easier to sip. 2. I don't trust the acolyte's hands to tilt the cup. 3. Does a cup have to be gold to be of value? 4. To impart eternity? 5. Why salvation if there is no hell? 6. My family asked me to Easter dinner. 7. I want to go. I love lamb. 8. But don't. 9. Naming gratitudes at Thanksgiving rather than praying dodges my hypocrisy. 10. Turkey, dressing, and yams offer no more grace than the banal wafer. 11. I refuse to tongue. 12. Oh, love, how deep, how broad, how high. 13. I pass on ecstasy. 14. I'm too busy cleaning wine out of my best white shirt. Thanks.
Thank you. Is Janet ready? And could we have Harvey after Janet?
Wait, you got to unmute. There's Janet. Me.
Oh, hello.
He's with us. He's really Bernie.
I'm Bernie. So I'll read a poem for you. Why do I fix things? Throw it away, get a new one. I can fix it. I should fix it. The thing in my hand is more than a thing. Look at it. Every little piece and part were first drawn for a blank C-sized page. Someone thought about it, lost sleep over it. Well, maybe the plate's too thin. How many screws? Where should the holes go? When I open the thing, I can see the thoughts that someone's dad, or by now their grandfather, put the pencil, and not just draw a picture, but to scale accurate to the 16th of an inch. As I peer in, oh, how clever to put one slotted hole and one knot on the other side. You can see their thoughts in the thing. I can see my father at a drafting table. Nice pressed white short sleeve shirt with a thin black tie. My mom had pressed it and starched it. using a Coke bottle with a small sprinkler head. And love, my dad. Should the edges of the top plate be beveled? How thick should the cutting arm be? Him and his friends behind the table outside at a bench, talking at lunch, how each part will fit. Hey, Bob, maybe make the mounting flange a bit thicker. How many children, grandchildren, now great-grandchildren, came from those who drew those drawings to make the thing in my hand? There you go, just needed a new capacitor. Oh, see how it has its own little slot to hide in? Someone decided it needed a cozy home. It's working now. It's a memory to those who did that work. It's a little resurrection for them. I saw their thoughts and said a little prayer of thanks for the lives, the loves, and the families left. Your dad's thoughts are still alive, whirling here. Oh, and Dad, I saw one of your machines on YouTube. They call it vintage. The end.
Thank you. Is Harvey available?
I have no video.
That's okay.
Oh, start my video. There we go. Okay, hi. I'm going to read a poem about the death of Matthew Shepard. I'm also inviting, and I posted an invitation in the chat to join Artful Dodgers Poetry, which I host and curate at the Montauk Club, which is pictured in the room behind me. It's a Zoom meeting. It's on next Saturday at 4 o'clock. All you need to do is look at the chat, save the chat, and click on the link. I hope you can join us. Let me bring up the phone. Okay. The word koshed refers to being struck with a short club, like a billy club or the butt of a gun. It was such a pretty face he had until they koshed him ugly. The cyclist who found him at first thought he was a scarecrow, left to a fence, tied to a fence and left to die, not knowing his name, Matthew Shepard, or his species, or his age, not quite 22, only the blood was real. The blood is always real. And the skull fracture that might have served as a bird feeder had he hung about any longer, all askew, almost unrecognizable as human, tortured, beaten gender-free, whipped into a smoothie by the cowboy-booted swaggerers who gave him a lift. Aaron McKinney and Russell Henderson of nearby Laramie, fellow students, if not exactly fellows of fellowship with him, shifting the clutch away from neutral into ill intention, a queer killing mechanism kicking in. Perhaps his wounds dripped HIV on those straights who beat him as a last defense against the hate they hit him with. He had it, the HIV. Their lawyers, of course, would later claim simple robbery gone wrong and natural enough to react. The land that time forgot, saying Matthew Shepard's hand touched a knee, that their clients, good old boys, went queer crazy as anyone might whose knee was touched by a faggot. They call Wyoming the equality state. Not much of a nickname. Not so billboard terrific as the big sky state of Montana next door, showing little Brokeback Mountain imagination, somewhat lacking for a license plate. Still, the murder of Matthew Shepard caught our attention and held it. Meet the press and a Prairie Home companion wanted to know, as did we all, when the thin blonde homo was left to die, left hanging there as a present day ete homo, where, pray tell, was the equality, the companionship in that? 2 life sentences consecutive, the killer's got. The bludgeoner, McKinney, without any hope of parole, in a penitentiary walled and windowed and wide as a cornfield, where they couldn't be, wouldn't be, picked apart by crows. Thank you,
Thank
and
you.
hope to join us.
Thank you. Next up, let's hear from Robin, followed by Scott DeLuca.
Hi. This one is called Surfside, Texas. The sandpipers rush from one luminous prize to the next. Tides ebb, each time providing a new perspective, showing us something, erasing it, showing us something else. Pickup trucks park right on the beach, flying their flags. We play a game they liked as children. That cloud, I point for my daughters. Its shape is eely, oily, like snow beasts unmoored. We look up at the sky and say what we see. Gerrymandering, one daughter says. Voter suppression, says the other. They are the best Americans I know and not yet old enough to cast a ballot.
That's awesome, Robin. Is Scott ready to read?
I am. Let's see. Oh. Having video trouble, it seems like. Oh, well, we'll just continue on. Thanks, Fran, for keeping this going for so long. It's nice to see a lot of y'all's familiar faces from South Carolina. Anyways, I'm working on some things that are sort of about Corona and a number of other things, and they're just various sketches. So here's one of them. We could leave Monday, but the coastal connectors will crush us beneath the weight of all those golf cart towing Tahoes. Some stupid meme calls it a Corona cane, but Mom calls it several nights without sleep. Thousands are dying, and I just want to pack my blender and cast iron before the drowning starts. Din of Denali's drowning out the storm roiling up the seaboard. We thought we'd leave Tuesday when potential tropical cyclone 9 was a mother's worry stalling north of Venezuela. Krogering oftener than we should, eating half what we planned. Gratitude is a fridge overflowing with the shame of overpurchase. Did I tell you that B bought a car on Vay-fucking-K? We came to the beach and B goes home with a Lexus to replace his Lexus. Esaias is blowing their Corona north as I trek out of Babylon back to Babylon. Truth be told is usually followed with a selfish half-lie, firmly formed in rationalization's terraphalics. Everywhere I run, I take Babylon with me. Esaias is my quarantine, and I shall want to hunger. I hunger to return to my transplant, but the babies behind golf cart wheels are tipping at tropical cyclones. 3 derelict teens rolled a golf cart on Atlantic Avenue trying to catch a couple 2-foot barrels at low tide. We could leave tomorrow. We should leave tomorrow before Monday crushes this barrier island into a more gorgeous marsh.
I love that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was catching my breath for a sec. Yes. So I have 2 more open mic readers, unless I've missed someone. Karina and then Eric, if we can. And anyone else, let me know.
John.
And okay.
Hello. Don't forget John.
Okay, great. I've got, so we'll have Karina, Eric, John, and Karen.
Do you guys hear me okay?
A little quiet.
Yes?
It's not very, your voice is not very strong.
Sorry, I'm outside at a coffee shop, so I'm gonna do my best here.
You might need to click the speaker again.
Someday the ground will open up and swallow me. Someday I'll be swept Through the sand and the grass will become my crown of burnt paper, and he will be there, tall, steel-toed, eyes like ice in whiskey, handing me my first drink. In the bar, we'll dance to a song I hate, but I'll cling to him anyway. This is the darkness of marriage, the burial of my preferences before they can even be born. This is my set of sins reaching out from a lake where the smoke of his breath is interrupting. Look now, my heart is a fist of barbed wire. His heart is a lake where young geese go missing, show up bloody. After midnight, I don't say a single thing. My dress is deep green, knotted, feathered at the seams. Oh, isn't this what my mother never wanted? Now I have 3 heads, one for speech, one for sex, and one for second guessing. I'm meeting you all from Houston. Thank you.
Thank you. Is Eric ready?
There. Hello, everybody. I've got a little trifle that's very short. But this is called Something Else Domestic. I cannot shake the feeling I should be doing laundry or washing dishes or something else domestic to make things easier for everyone. Maxwell is wearing the same pair of black pants he wore yesterday and the day before that. Of course, that's the way he likes it. He would never wear the blue jeans that had been clean and hanging in the basement for 2 or 3 weeks, even if his life depended on it. I guess it is a good thing that his life. Thank you.
Thank you. John?
Hi, looks like I don't get the video, but I think you can hear the sound. Okay, wait. There we go. Okay, great, thank you. Hi, this is a poem. It's about the sacrifices and survival techniques that many of us use to get through life. It's called Working Agreement. We survive through the discard of others, the stuff of religions and armies, and also of everyday fortunes, from entry level to corner office, building attendant to managing wealth. People who serve so others can rise, people perhaps on their shoulders to reach for better. This is not just a graveside tribute before the salutes are fired and the triangled flag conveyed. The Ponzi pyramid grows, its momentum fed by glory's next step, low-level sappers inching with mess kit knives through the minefields so troops and missions advance. Deferments let chosen test passers doze while others froze in Chosen at Chosin. The worker of holiday hours covers for backyard leisure at home. The shifting of people to night enables pursuits of colleagues by day. Forget the 1% versus the 99, but ponder the top 70, riding the bottom 30. That monument point gearing downward, goading us all to join boots on the ground. Sacrifice, yielding its ritual pain, now offers risk disguised as reward. A chance to serve in the default queue, where things can only get better once we reclaim our forfeited future or rescue what's left of our uneaten escrow. What donors give, the blood bank sells. Free meals ignore the sidewalk yurts and car-huddled families sheltered under the freeway overpass. We hand out thanks to battle-dressed travelers, too small a percentage of us serving with them. Too large the numbers marking time behind bars. Many of us lead lives we dare not change, convinced of comfort zones beneath the bus, fearing to crawl out and lose our place. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, is Karen ready? And after Karen, we're going to try one more time with LH to see if we can get audio and maybe video too. But Karen first.
Yeah, thank you. I'm going to share a poem, and it's also based on this Bible verse. So if you want to look at it, feel free. But that's kind of what it's associated with. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and start. Sometimes when I'm not feeling productive, I take out a sheet of paper. At the top of the sheet, I make a commitment to myself, and I don't do anything else until it's fulfilled. It's a coping mechanism, a way of convincing myself that I can do anything that I have committed to do. When I first started this exercise, I never realized that I would use it so much of what I say doesn't reflect my thoughts. It's like I intercept little bits of me before they can be caught by the worldwide. Hypertension is known as the silent killer. It's amazing how many of us fail to realize the almost fatal pressure of our own blood work has never really freaked me out. It just reminds me, I just remind myself that I'm letting go of little parts of me, just like peeing or salivating or failing to speak. My mind tends to wander at a jogger's pace. And sometimes the rest of me has trouble keeping up on the highest shelf of the cleanest kitchen of my most pleasant dreams is where I keep my truest self. It's who I am beneath everything, when there's no one to fear or to be cognizant of or cautious around. That self is not always the easiest suit to step into. Maybe that's why it always seems to be out of my reach far enough in front of you, and sometimes it's easy to forget that anything exists other than your own two hands, two powerhouses with the potential to give life or to take it. It's only a matter of time before I fall again. I'll have to reintroduce myself because I can't seem to recognize the girl in the mirror, my every move. And you begin to realize that they all blend into the same cautious one after another. Ants march in lines just like people run after anything, trading tooth for tooth, eye for eye. I don't always know what I'm doing, but when I do, it's because I've successfully convinced myself to believe it. So truthfully, I don't see any reasoning behind hiding behind masks. It's a cyclical mess of mayhem, yet people do it all the time without even realizing that there's something beyond the feeling of waiting for the applause of others. Is the first step of growth, is understanding that there's a difference between positive and negative progression and choosing to support the right. One day, I realized that all of my pieces were created perfectly by a Father who loves me.
Wow. Thank you. We'll try one more time to see if we can get LH. Any luck?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, hold on. I'm halfway there. You can hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, friend, and also all of you who read. I just really enjoy your poetry. I'm still trying, look, I'm buying time trying to work this device. Okay, let me just read a quick poem that I wrote a long, long time ago. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, in the end, no more lies, no deceit, no more troubles, no defeat, no more darkness, no more fears, no more death, no more tears, no more worries, no more doubts, no more storms that toss about, no more shadows, no more night, only truth and love and light. On the other hand, there will be screaming and gnashing of teeth. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, that was an excellent open mic read. Thank you all the open mic folks. That was special, really, truly.